I want y'all to stay with me through this entire video because I'm about to take y'all on this crazy roller coaster ride with this Bloodline storyline theory that I've been thinking about that I'm going to share. Now, I'm not saying any of this stuff will happen, but if you follow my page, you already know I like to do fantasy bookings. I like to do what ifs and theories, so this is just what that is. So we know The Rock is in the Bloodline right now, officially and everything, and everybody's been talking about him throwing up that, L sign, what does that really mean? Some people were saying it means loser, some people were saying it means leader. What if it means maybe even legacy of the Bloodline? Who knows? I'm not gonna lie, Rock and Roman together is like Shaq and Kobe. It's pretty insane to see these two on the same side and the same faction, even though they're family. You never would thought, you would see, The Rock and Roman Reigns side by side together in the same group. But I'm here to talk about the hypotheticals when this group splits up because we know they ain't gonna be together forever. So let's say WrestleMania, The Rock costs Roman Reigns the championship. He loses the title and everything. Now we got the beef between Rock and Roman. Here's where it gets kind of interesting. We all know Roman is the tribal chief. He sits, at the head of the table with the higher echelon of the family, but so does The Rock. The Rock is a literal high chief. I don't think people know that, but he was given that prestige and given that honor, in 2004 in Hawaii. His grandfather is the high chief, Peter Maivia, but The Rock is a high chief. And do y'all remember this promo right here after Solo, was officially inducted into the Bloodline?
The elders, they may have sent you, but you answer to me now.
I acknowledge you, my tribal chief.
So since Solo was sent by the elders to protect Roman as the tribal chief, what if, The Rock was, the elder that sent, Solo there? And since The Rock is the high chief, what if, when he turns on Roman, Solo dips on Roman and now he's protecting The Rock as the high chief because Solo is the enforcer of the Bloodline. He's there to protect whoever is really in the power, in the position of the chief spot, whoever the higher ranked echelon is of the family. And then what if there's a new bloodline that's going to form with The Rock not just sitting at the head of the table. Let's say The Rock sitting on the throne. He's sitting on the throne as the high chief with Solo, the enforcer now, a part of the new bloodline side by side with The Rock. And let's say they add one more member. What if they added Jacob Fatu, the man they call the Samoan werewolf? Jacob Fatu is a free agent right now, and he's not signed to a company. And, if you've never seen him really wrestle before, his athleticism for somebody his size is pretty crazy. Like, the things he's able to do in the ring for somebody built the way he is, it's pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie to you. So now just picture that you have the new bloodline with The Rock as the leader, alongside with Solo Sikoa and now Jacob Fatu, who could really kind of be the two enforcers. And Jacob and Solo, go way back as well. I think they're around the same age. So, those two together alongside with The Rock would be pretty wild. And, Jacob can do a lot of things in the ring too, but I think people also forget Solo can do a lot of those things as well. Like, if you watch him in NXT, his style in NXT was very different to what it is on the main roster. It's just, he plays a more serious character now on the main roster than he did in NXT. Jacob Fatu can also be a dangerous man. They call him the Samoan werewolf for a reason. So you put him with Solo and The Rock, oh my gosh, that would be crazy. But then you're thinking about, okay, what about Roman Reigns, right? Man, look, you bring back the OG bloodline to feud with the new bloodline, bro. Y'all see the vision. Y'all understand where I'm going with this. Family fight all the time, man. A lot of people who watch this video can relate. You have siblings, you have cousins, you have uncles, aunts, whoever in your life. Family fights all the time, but at the end of the day, family is still family. It's still blood. No matter what, you always gonna love family if you're close with family like that. And Roman and the Usos, they've been attached to each other's hips since pretty much birth, man. They're around the same age. They literally grew up together. The Usos even said like Roman was like their third twin growing up. They were always just together doing everything. So we know that Jimmy's had to fall out with Jay and Jay's had to fall out with Roman. We get all that. But like I said, family fights sometimes. And now Roman Reigns, understands the value of the original bloodline, what it really meant to him, and the value of the Usos to him. So he'll have to apologize and admit that he was wrong for those guys, to be able to make up and get back as a team, to get back to teaming up with Roman. And then if you have the original bloodline versus the new bloodline, bro, that would be crazy. We saw how great the original bloodline was. I mean, they took all the damn gold at the top spot. And then you have that new bloodline with The Rock. Now you have the high chief going up against the tribal chief. And then you have the greatest WWE tag team of all time, to me, the Usos, going up against their younger brother Solo and their cousin Jacob Fatu. I mean, whoo. Hey, man. Don't say I'm in the kitchen cooking, but, This Bloodline storyline honestly has so many layers that can keep on giving, man. Like, I know some people don't like the storyline, but this story is just so good with the conspiracies and things that we haven't even seen yet because there's so many people a part of this damn family. There have been so many stages with this Bloodline story. You had the original Bloodline with Roman and the Usos. Then you had, the Bloodline after that with Roman, the Usos, Solo, and the honorary Uso, Sami Zayn. And then now after that, you had Roman, Solo, and Jimmy. And then now you have Roman, Solo, Jimmy, and The Rock. Then if you get a new Bloodline with The Rock as the leader and you bring in two other guys he can help uplift and, try to get over even more for, future superstars that, WWE can use with the original Bloodline feuding against them, my gosh, man, that honestly could be so spectacular to me because I would definitely be into that.